Hey guys, this is Adriel from Style Assisted. I've actually had a lot of requests for my foundation routine, so I thought that I would share with you my favorite foundations and my favorite concealer so that you guys kind of know what works best for me after I've been finding these over the years. So basically this came about that being fair-skinned, and I know a lot of you can definitely relate to this, it's really hard to find a foundation that not only works, but gives the coverage that you want that isn't super, super dark. I'm constantly running into the new foundation that everybody loves and raves, and I go to Sephora and try it out and it's way too dark. The lightest shade is always too dark, and it's so frustrating because there are a lot of really fantastic formulas out there, but we just can't use them because they're too dark. So unless you want to stay tan all year long, well, tan for us, which is, pale for everyone else, you sort of have to figure out what works for you. So these are my three favorite foundations, and I want to preface by saying that there are other brands that make some really great light foundations as well. I will kind of hit on those at the end, but they just aren't in my daily use throughout. These are the ones that are always out. They're always on my makeup table. I always reach for them. So the first, since it is summertime, is my summer foundation, and this is actually a drugstore pick. This is the L'Oreal Color Match or True Match Naturel General Mineral Makeup. So basically this is L'Oreal's version of Bare Minerals. And I've tried Bare Minerals and I've tried the Tarte version, and if there is a mineral makeup out there, I have tried it. This is, hands down, in my opinion, the best for me. It gives sort of a dewy glow without looking too oily, so it's not a matte. You would think with a powder it would be matte, but after it sits on your face for a little bit, it actually soaks in and you have this luminous glow on your face. It's fantastic. Mine is in shade Soft Ivory 456 in 1-2, and this stuff is great. Disclaimer with this, actually 2 years ago they changed the formula and this shade became a shade darker. I had some of my old and then I bought new to replace it, and I put the new on and I thought, this is a lot darker, and so I swatched what was left over my old and the new one next to each other, and there was a noticeable difference. I was so mad. They had changed the formula on me, and when I contacted and talked to them, they said, well, we'll replace your money. And I said, I don't want my money back. I just want the lighter foundation, which they're not going to give to me. So sad. So, that being said, I do have to be a little bit tan to wear this. But since it's my summertime foundation, I can usually throw on a little bit of self-tanner on my face the night before I go to bed, and this works perfectly. I mean, it's not, when I say tan, I mean a tiny, tiny skosh of color. But this stuff is phenomenal, and it's like $10, and it's great, and I love it, and I swear by this. And it's also a buildable coverage, so if you have dark circles under your eyes or some redness or some spots that you want to cover up, just use a smaller brush, and you can hit those areas and covers up perfectly. I love this stuff. It's phenomenal. Like I said, it's drugstore. If you're afraid of buying without knowing what color specifically works for you, buy 2 or 3 shades from Walgreens, CVS, any of the drugstores, and save your receipt, and they will actually let you return the already opened product, which is great. Target lets you as well, but they're a little more picky about it. So I would go drugstore before you know exactly which shade to get. And then you can buy it online or wherever you want to once you kind of are color matched and know what to do. My next foundation that I wear all the time is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This is almost like a mousse. This is in the shade Fair Beige, actually, and I love this stuff. It's phenomenal, and you can use it as a full face for makeup, or you can do what I do in the summertime and just hit areas that you normally would highlight when you highlight and contour. So the middle of your forehead, down your nose, either side of your nose, underneath your eyes, and then like around your mouth, and then a little bit on your jawbone underneath your cheeks, because that's lighter anyway. When you put on blush, you don't, have white here. You just have it underneath. So this stuff, when they say full coverage, they are not messing around. It is fantastic. And it's really, really lightweight, so you don't feel like you have a ton of makeup on. It doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't feel gross. It's great. And it has SPF 15, which is also fantastic. I believe this one does as well. This has 19. I got really technical with that. Couldn't say 20 apparently. But this is great, and I love it. I swear by this stuff. In the wintertime, some of you have noticed, but I had raved about the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue in the shade Opal, which is 01. This stuff is phenomenal. I actually took it to Colorado with me, where my skin gets notoriously dry, and it's just terrible when I go up there because my skin's already dry in the wintertime, and then if you go up into the drier mountain air, it gets even worse, and I've had huge problems. I used to live up there. This stuff worked like a dream. I absolutely loved it. My skin felt perfect, and I could layer it as much as I wanted to. This is like a tinted moisturizer on crack. I highly suggest getting this. This is great. It provides a little bit of coverage. Like I said, it's buildable, but really moisturizes and does all sorts of other things that I don't know if it actually does or not. I just know that it worked really well for my skin. And then with these two, if I need a concealer, I always reach for this right here. This is the NARS Creamy Concealer. Actually, I think it's called the Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Chantilly. This stuff is phenomenal. This is a cult favorite. People are obsessed with this, and I can totally see why. It's pale enough for my fair skin, but not so pale that it looks weird in pictures. You know, when sometimes you get the flash and it's just really white underneath. This is great. And if you actually look at my highlight and contour video, this is the stuff that I use for that. I love it. I cannot say enough stuff about this. When this is out, I will be buying more. So these three are my favorites. Now, I've tried all sorts of other brands, then they work really well. Makeup Forever actually has a really, really good fair shade that has worked for me great in the past. As of recently, I found that it's a little bit too fair for me, which is a weird problem to have. It Cosmetics has some great ones. I think it's Amazing something or other. I used to use that concealer. There are a lot of things that have worked really well over the past 20 years that I've been wearing makeup, but these are hands down my favorites that I've bought over and over again, and I love them. So I thought I would share them with you guys, and hopefully you guys will like them. Also, I've been, well, approached and requested to do full makeup tutorials as well, because I did the highlight and contour and brow tutorials and everything else. So I'm going to start doing little short videos with maybe a blush or a contour combination tutorial, or specific like a cat eye, or how to apply daily makeup. So we'll have lots of tiny little short videos instead of really, really long ones. So this is sort of the introductory one, so I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions or want to know about any specific products, you can leave them below. As always, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions and you don't want to put it on YouTube, you can always hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, both at StyleAssisted. Thanks, guys. See you soon. It's been a long and arduous journey to find what I've found. So, I have a few options for you because not everyone's going to be the exact same skin color as me. I have two that I swear by. This is my summer color, and this is actually a MAC eyeshadow, oddly enough, and it's in the shade Wedge. It's a matte. Can you say hi?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you see? Is that your seal? He sees a seal off to the side. He has a nebulizer because he has asthma. Can you say hi? Biggity, 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 biggity. He's also very talkative. I don't know where he got that from. Now he sees himself. Is that funny? What do you think?